Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you see and hear me now? Okay. And you can see me, correct? I'm gonna assume you can see me as well. Okay, cool. Okay. So we got the player core. Yeah, we got the player core all set up. So let's just get. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, okay, so yeah, let's get on to that with this. So player core is right here on screen. Um, Let me see if I can, yeah, switch over to. Okay, all right. So yeah, I got the player core right here on screen. So what's the what's the character for today? What is the character for today? Underhill, you still there? Okay. What is the character for today? Okay, what kind of fighter? What are you thinking for a weapon? What are you thinking weapon wise? Um, hmm. Okay, let's go to fighter. Um, okay, let's go to fighter quick. Hmm. Sorry, hold on, man. Interesting. Okay, okay. I can work with that. Alrighty. So a shield fighter. Okay. Sorry, my computer's acting funny. Alright, so we got a fighter with a whip and a shield. Okay. So, alright. So obviously, we just need to go through feats here. Okay. If you're using a web, more than likely, I think we want to go for ancestry. Hmm. For ancestry, Hobgoblin has some good feats. Hobgoblin has a good whip feat, I think. I think that's right. Hmm. Whip and a shield. Okay. All right. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So let's see here. For I'm thinking remorseless lash for our first ancestry feats. A whip is a melee weapon, right? I think it is. Um. Yeah. I think the best heritage for us to go here is probably I could see going Steelskin or Short Shanks. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking Short Shanks or Steelskin. Steelskin would be a more defensive option. Short Shanks. That's a good point. Yeah. Nephilim. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah, let's look at yeah the Nephilim. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. Sorry about that. Okay. Nephilim. Alrighty. Yeah, let's take a look at the Nephilim. That's a good point. So let's see here. If we go with Nephilim, so let's see. Yeah, the Tiefling. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. We could go with. Hmm. Let's see. We're using a web. So, if we wanted a Nephilim feat, hmm. Well, okay, Grimspawn would give us Die Hard as a general feat for free. Hellspawn would give us training in Deception and the Light of Me skill feat. And Pitborn would give us training in Athletics and any common first level skill feat that requires Athletics as a prerequisite. Training in Athletics. Just trained. About the only other team one I see is Bestial Manifestation, which gives us an unarmed attack, which I'm not a huge fan of for this build. We don't need Nephilim Eyes because we already have Dark Vision as a Hobgoblin. Nephilim Lore would give us Diplomacy or Intimidation and Religion. And additional lore for okay. Yeah. Alright, yeah, okay. Hitborn? Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Hitborn. Okay. Okay, cool. That works for me. Okay. Alright, so we take that as a lineage for our first level ancestry feat. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Alright. Moving on then. Okay, so we've got that. Okay. Now, we're a fighter, so we get our first level class feat. Let's see here. Weapon of shield, right? Well, I think if we're gonna use a shield, I think our best bet for a first level feat would be probably reactive shield. If we're gonna be using a shield. Other than that, we could go with if we're using a shield, then right off the bat, all of our grapple feats are off the table. Let's see. We could also go with combat assessment for recall knowledge. Double slices off the table. I'm not a huge fan of exacting strike. Because I mean, it's just a. It's just. Yeah. Point blank stances for ranged fighters, and the only ones I can think of that would be helpful, other than reactive shield, would be sudden charge and vicious swing. Vicious swing is the new name for power attack. So you know. I don't know which one you want here. If it were me, I'd go with reactive shield. If it were me, but you know, I don't know what you want to pick here, but yeah, that's yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it would. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So, yeah. All right. Let's see. I do need to look and see what the traits on a whip are. Um, oh, a whip has the disarm and the trip traits. That's awesome. Okay. That changes things a little bit. Yeah. That is a very good thing. In case you don't know, Disarm got seriously buffed in the remaster. I mean, we're talking it is actually worth using now. Okay, for second level, okay, when you do get a hold of the, hopefully they fix this in the, so, you know, since we're using a shield, yeah. Since we are using a shield, I think aggressive block might be the way to go. Yeah, yeah. Um, there are a couple of new fighter feats. Don't know if you saw my video on the new fighter feats, but aggressive block would be good. Blade break might be really good, actually. You know, basically you don't get to basically you can use a reaction to not be moved. Basically, Brutus Shove is for two-handed weapons. Are we planning on? And the question is, are we planning on switching weapons a lot? Because if so, we could take Lightning Swab. I also think Intimidating Strike might be a good one to take as well. Hmm. Yeah. 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 The disarm got buffed seriously. Yeah, assisting shot isn't. Yeah, blade break. I would say take aggressive block, blade break, or intimidating strike, unless you're wanting to switch weapons a lot. In which case, then yeah, absolutely take lightning swap. Basically, what Lightning Swap allows you to do is you can put away any number of weapons of items in your hands and pull out two weapons or a shield and a weapon. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Um, yeah, but it does say that you have to be wielding a melee weapon. It doesn't say it has to be. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, yeah. Okay, lightning swap sounds good. Yeah. I do think at some point we should take aggressive block. Because I mean that's just a good shield feat. But anyway, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. What is our now what is what are you thinking for the free archetype? There's a number of different ways we could go with this. Maybe Bastion archetype for that to help with that shield. I don't think that hmm. Bastion archetype might be good. Duelist will not work. I can tell you right off the bat that Duelist will not work. Um, yeah. I believe Duelist requires a free hand. So if we're going to use a shield, Duelist will not work. Yeah. Yeah, Duelist will not work. Bastion, on the other hand, should work. Yeah. Okay, so we take okay. All right. Then since we're taking Bastion, we actually get the reactive shield fighter feat automatically, which means we can take something else at level 1. And I think the best bet is to take um I'd say take combat assessment, sudden charge for when we have our short sword out, or vicious swing. Because the rest of them are not gonna work. Does aggressive block does okay, okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Combat assessment. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. Um yeah. because as a hobgoblin, we will have at least decent intelligence. So yeah, I think combat assessment would be good. Hmm. Okay. All right. Now. Okay. For level 3, that's general feats. Okay. Oh, you know what would be also really good for this build? Lunge. Lunge would be amazing for this build too. Because then we could disarm and trip people from 10 feet away. How amazing would that be? Okay, yeah. Toughness or fleet? Okay, yeah. Sounds good. Lunge is a level 2 feat. With our web, we could disarm and trip people from 10 feet away. And then later we could take lunging stance too. Um, yeah. Yeah, it does depend on that. It really does. Hmm. But for level 4, the ones that I see for doing this, okay, let's stick with defensive. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. So then I think for level 4, um, yeah, about the only two feats I see working for the defensive version of this build are going to be powerful shove. So we can use aggressive block on enemies 2 sizes larger than us. Um, or shielded stride, so we can so that when we have our shield raised, we don't trigger reactions triggered by movements. Swipe isn't really going to help us, and we're and twin parry is not. Yeah, okay, yeah. Um, barreling charge isn't really going to help us. Double shot is for ranged people. We there's literally no reason to take dual-handed assault. Um, we can already trip people with our whip, so yeah, okay, yeah. There's also quick reversal, so we can make 2 strikes for 1 action using we can make 2 strikes against creatures that are flanking us for 1 action. That's about the only other one I can think of here that would be any use to this build if we're going the defensive route. But yeah, I think Shielded Stride is perfectly fine. Yep, I do think Shielded Stride is perfectly fine. All right, now for our Bastion. I say we take Disarming Block, so we can disarm people that hit us when we shield block them. About the only other one that I see we using here is Everstand Stance, but no, Everstand Stance won't really work because that requires 2 hands. Yeah. So the only other feat is Agile Shield Grip, which basically allows us to use items when allowing us to. Are we really planning on? Yeah. So disarming block basically whenever we shield block someone that's using a melee weapon, we can attempt to disarm them. Yeah, Agile Shield Grip basically allows us to give our shield the Agile trait if we want to, like shield block or use shield spikes. The only other one is Everstand Stance, but I really don't see us using that because that requires 2 hands on our shields. So yeah, disarming block. Essentially, if you shield block someone that is using a that uses a melee strike with a held weapon on you, if you shield block them, then you can attempt to disarm them. So yeah, I mean, our whip already does that, but I mean, we can disarm with our whip, but I mean, doing it on the opponent's turn is pretty darn cool. No, you can do it even if you don't have a hand free. It says so in the feat. You can do so even if you don't have a hand free. It would not require an empty hand. Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, the only other thing we gotta cover is okay. What do we want our What do we want our master weapon to be at level 5? The whip or the short sword? I'm guessing the whip. You know, level 5 fighters get master in one weapon group. Yeah. Which would be either our whip or a short sword. And then, of course, our ancestry feat for, and then that's pretty much it. Let's check and see what weapon group the whip is in. Yes, it is a flail. Oh. Oh, if it's in the flail weapon group, that makes Hobgoblin even better. Yeah. If a whip is in the flail weapon group, then that's even better. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay, and then for our ancestry feat, for being a hobgoblin, pretty sure there's a level 5 ancestry feat that goes off flails. Pretty sure there is. Yeah. Mm. Mm. There's not a great level 5. Oh, wait. It's a level it's a level 1 feat. Yeah. Oh, I think we want to take Leash Clipper here. Yeah, we definitely want to take Leash Clipper here. Um Basically, if you critically hit a foe with a weapon like a web, you can wrap them around. You can wrap the web around their freaking legs, and give them a -10 foot. It's called Leash Clipper. Called Leash Clipper. Essentially, if you critically hit a foe with your web, which come on, we're a fighter, we're gonna crit. Then we can wrap the web around their legs, and they're gonna take a -10 foot penalty to their speed until either they or their allies disentangle the weapon, which takes 2 actions. And we're a fighter; we're gonna critically hit. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's a first level feat. Didn't we take Didn't we take we could take that at first level if we wanted, and then take something else at 5th here. Um, A great combo would be to take that with antagonizing rebuke. Yeah, maybe. Um, a great combo would be to take that with antagonizing rebuke because with that, if you successfully demoralize a foe, that foe takes a d4 of mental damage at the start of each of its turns, as long as it remains frightened and continues to engage in combat with you. So basically, what you would do is you would when you crit with your whip, you'd lower their speed, and then and basically forcing it to engage in combat with you, and then and as long as it does, they take a d4 of mental damage at the start of each of their turns. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the build. I mean, we don't really need. Yeah. Um. Oh, except we were gonna take. Except we're taking Pitborn at level 1. But we can take Antagonize and Rebuke at level 9 if we want. We were taking Pitborn at level 1. That's right. Which I think is fine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I am going to use this build. I'm just going to change it a little bit. But I do like this idea of yeah. Yes, yes. For the future, we wouldn't plan on buffing charisma and intimidation to take advantage of an antagonizing rebuke. Yes, yes. And because we're taking and we want to up our intelligence, I think the ones we want to up for future leveling are strength, obviously, intelligence, charisma, and I guess wisdom yeah, wisdom so that we have higher will saves, and so we can recall knowledge using wisdom based skills. Yeah, I think that's probably the 4 we want to up for this. I think for other ancestry feats, yeah, we would take Antagonizing Rebuke at level 9, and then for level 13, I think Squad Tactics would be amazing for this build. Just because remember, with lunge we have a 10-foot reach, which effectively means that we can hit them with our whip at 10 feet away, and yeah, and as long as they're within reach of 2 allies, we don't have to be right next Squad Tactics. Yeah, we don't have to be right next to enemies in order to trigger Squad Tactics. And for 17th, plane shift not yeah, I think Rallying Cry for 17. Except we also need to look at the Nephilim, don't we? Is there any reason to take Nephilim other than? Hmm. Yeah, we don't need skillful tail. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Let's see. I think Fiendish Magic might actually be interesting for this belt. Because Pitmores usually take Paranoia and Shatter, both of which would be amazing. Um, Paranoia especially, you know. Yeah, the other thing is summon Nephilim Kin, because that would allow because that would allow us to summon like a fiend, so that we could get that flanking, so that we can give our we can give us or one of our allies flanking. Yeah, yeah, that would allow us to summon a fiend. Yeah, yeah, okay. We don't really need to fly in this build, not really. Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, it is only a once per day. I mean, summon. It is only a once per day thing, but still, yeah. It's basically just yes, it's Cullen reinforcements. Essentially, yes. Hmm. But I do think that yeah. But yeah, okay. So I think I've got my 2 videos for next week. That's cool. Okay, great. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. Yeah. It looks like with summon Nephilim Kin, you do have to summon a demon. You do have to summon a demon. That's very important. Um, it literally says that you have to that you have to summon the thing that is summon something that is like since you're a Pitborn, you do have to summon a demon. If you were like say a Hellspawn, then you'd summon a devil, essentially. Um, yeah, that's essentially how it works. You do have to summon something with the trait that you embody, basically. But yeah, I do too. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god, I can definitely see. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm happy with it too, myself. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change this a little bit, but I think yeah. Mhm. All right, so I guess that's it for this month. So I will talk to you again next month. Just so you know, Summon Nephilimkin is a 13th level feat, so you're gonna have to wait until then in order to take that. But and I guess at 17th you would take Divine Declaration because you don't have Divine Wings, so you wouldn't be able to take Eternal Wings. Yep. And yeah, I will see you next month. Later.